So, hi guys, MMA UK News. Obviously, myself, Stoomboy, as always, for the MMA UK BJJ show. So, talking again about SGI8, as we have been doing for the last few days. SGI8 is going to be Maryhill Community Halls, Saturday the 9th of October. Doors open at 5 o'clock. First fights will kick off 5:45, starting with the 8-man open weight tournament, quarterfinals, and then rounding off the night with, obviously, the final of that open weight tournament. We've been talking about tickets because it is a council-run building. Tickets are only available from Scottish Grappling on the Eventbrite page. So make sure you do get your tickets from there. If you turn up at the venue without a ticket, unfortunately, you will be sent packing because, as they do have a very, very strict track and trace in place. So make sure you do get your tickets before the event. Now, my next guest then, Jan, now I'm going to probably say this wrong, Tatarynowicz.
That's good. It's close enough. It's all right. Don't worry.
So Jan fights out of CVA under Ben Fletcher. Jan's one of the more decorated, or very highly decorated Jits practitioners coming out of Scotland at the moment. So Jan has been all over the place. We were laughing, saying, look, if we were to talk about all his medals, we'd have to do a whole nother show about it. So, but very, very highly decorated, and he's competed all over the place. So he comes with an absolute wealth of experience. Going to be up against James Smith, DMMA, Dundee Mixed Martial Arts. So again, promised to be a great fight. I mean, anybody that's ever seen Jan competing, Jan is very, very technical. Being a smaller guy, they love their inverted stuff, bearing bows and doing all this kind of fancy stuff, which is very, very entertaining for anybody that's watching jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu can be a very boring thing to watch, but definitely not whenever Jan's on the mat. So Jan, listen, absolute pleasure to have you on, buddy. How you doing?
I'm pretty good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm very well, sir. I'm very well. So Jan's currently in the gym at the moment, so he is supervising the cleaners. So
Yeah, I'm getting pushed around because I'm sitting in the way, so they're not very happy with me. But it's whatever. It's whatever.
yeah, so he's just finished obviously an open mat. So Patrick Rowan never turned up. So Patrick Rowan shat it today. So Patrick, where are you? You're missing, buddy. But no, open mat, just came off the open mat. So Jan, yeah, listen, I mean, how's everything with you then, training wise? So I know that we're officially back open, but I mean, we were talking to you, and you were still doing comps in Poland and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I mean, so I was kind of training throughout the whole thing, but last year in August, I quit my job and I just went to Poland and I spent like 3 months there. I still managed to compete quite a few times. I think like I did 5 or 6 competitions. And it was good in Poland. In Poland, it was a bit different because even though everything was meant to be shut down, they kind of just didn't care. They were like, all right, we'll just run it for like normal. So it was nice. It was good.
Yeah. And what's the? I mean, obviously we know, obviously in Scotland and the UK, obviously the kind of strict rules and stuff like that. I mean, how is it in Poland in regards to the rules and how they kind of officiate the rules and stuff like that when it comes to COVID?
Actually, I have no idea right now. But like, I remember back when I was there, you had to wear masks everywhere, like even outside. Like as soon as you left your house, you had to wear one. Otherwise, you were gonna fine. But then when it came to like the competitions and stuff, no one was really wearing them or anything. So I don't know. It was just bizarre. I don't really pay that much attention to any of it. I just wanted to jiu-jitsu. That's pretty much it.
Definitely. And then obviously under CVA, obviously Ben Fletcher. I mean, you guys have been over the last kind of few years, or certainly up until obviously COVID hit, you guys were quickly rising to becoming one of the top teams in Scotland.
Yeah. But Ben's doing a great job here. He's really putting all of himself into all of us, making sure we all train as hard as we can and get as good as we can. So it means a lot to him, and just because it means a lot to him, obviously means a lot to us as well. Because kind of his energy flows into us. Like we kind of like take over from him. It's really good.
Yeah, and Ben's one of these black belts who leads from the front as well. So Ben's obviously he's still out competing and stuff like that as well.
Yeah. So every time there's an IBJF, and I go through it. Ben will be there. Ben will be competing. It's always good to see. I always admire that because he still like helps us prepare. He's coaching us during it, but he still has to mentally prepare himself for it. So it's really good. It's really good to see,
Yeah,
and it gives them, competing gives you a different type of jiu-jitsu experience. Yeah, it just shows you that holes in your game much easier. So it's really good.
Yeah, definitely. And then, what about you then? So obviously the SGI fight came about. So I mean, how did you find out about the fight, and how did you find out about? Obviously, you were going to be up against James Smith in particular.
So Ben just asked me if I'd like to do it, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? It's another competition, another day. Sure, I'll do jiu-jitsu. And then I don't know, I think last week or 2 weeks ago they told me I'll be fighting James. I didn't even know who James was, but he fought my teammate Finn before when Finn was still white belt.
Yeah.
And in Nogi, I think he beat him like 5-4. But apart from that, I've never faced him. I've never trained with him, so I don't really know what to expect. But we'll just do jiu-jitsu. We'll probably be friends after it. It's all right.
Definitely, and that's one thing about jiu-jitsu. I mean, you can go in there and have an absolute war for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes, and at the
Yeah,
end of it, as I say, we're all
it just
friends, we're all laughing and
exactly.
joking and so on.
Exactly, it's really great. That's what I love most about it. I think it's just the community and the friendliness of everyone.
Yeah. So, what are you now? You doing jiu-jitsu full time now, or are you back working again now that you're back in Scotland?
And no, so after I quit my job, I was in Poland for 3 months, and I was doing it pretty much full time. And then once I came back, I didn't really feel like doing anything else. So I was like, I just did it full time. So now I pretty much just train all the time. I work maybe like 10 hours a week, but most of the time I just spend in the gym, and
Yeah.
it's good. My parents are pretty supportive, so they kind of allow me to do it. It's really good.
Yeah. And what is it you do? I mean, what do you do work-wise? So, what are you working as?
I just do deliveries for food because I can pick whatever hours I work. So like I do like Uber Eats and stuff. I just do whatever hours. I work like 5 hours on a Friday and Saturday, and it gets me enough to like keep going and like after competitions. So it's really good.
Yeah.
And apart from that, if I need more money, obviously I'll work a bit more, but I don't really need much more. As long as I can do jiu-jitsu, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty satisfied.
Yeah. And how often do you train? Because I know that anytime I've heard about you training, I mean, you're always in the gym. So, I mean, what does a typical week look like for yourself, Jan?
Mm. So I train twice a day, Monday to Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, I only do like one session, and then obviously I work Saturday and Sunday nights. So around like 10 to 12 times a week, depends how I'm feeling, how my injuries are as well. And then obviously on top of that, I do like weightlifting, like strength and conditioning, but only like 3 times a week.
Mhm.
And then apart from that, that's pretty much it. Yeah, just spend as much time in here as I can. Every time I have a free hour, I just come here, and then obviously like watching videos and educating myself comes into that as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
most of my days are just spent doing jiu-jitsu, watching jiu-jitsu, learning jiu-jitsu. I really love it.
So, always thinking about jiu-jitsu. Always, jiu-jitsu is always in your mind.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Nice,
it's really
nice.
good. I guess it's not just me. There's so many people like that it just yeah, it really. I have a pretty obsessive personality as well, so I don't know. Once I go really into it, like straight away, I remember like I came to my first session, and like after like a week, I was like, I just want to do it all the time, and I was just coming to all of them in a week, and I was
Yeah.
like, after a week of training, I don't know, I just loved it straight away, fell in love straight away. It was great.
Yeah. And it's a fantastic community as well. I mean, certainly in Scotland, the community in Scotland's got a lot closer over the last few years than what it was maybe when I first started. So, because as you mentioned, obviously people coming from different gyms to obviously CVA on a Sunday to train obviously with you guys and vice versa. You guys travel about and go to different gyms as well. So, I mean, do you think that's important for the community in Scotland to be able to have that?
Sorry for that. See this guy. Just beat him. James beat him, and I'm not surprised because friends just can you go away? See what I mean? I have to deal with this every day. Yeah, I forgot what we were speaking about. Yeah.
Yeah, so what I was saying is, obviously we know that the jiu-jitsu community, certainly in Scotland's got a lot closer. So do you think it's important that we do have that, a community like that, where we are able to go and train with each other at different gyms whenever we can?
Yeah, I think it's super important. Like me, Ben, and like just all the other small guys in the gym always talk about this. It's so important. So like obviously in our gym we have quite a lot of smaller guys. So last week, just this weekend actually, Callum Burke and like Aman from like Northeast, they came over to stay at my house just so we could train over the weekend because it's like we can get each other in competition like one every 3 months, so we'll get like one fight against each other. But if we just train together, it benefits us so much more, and like it makes us progress so much faster. So we're like, guys, let's just come stay together, have fun, and like get to know each other better, and just like train. It was amazing. So I think that the open mic, kind of the open-minded idea of just like going everywhere, training with everyone, because every time you go through to a different gym, it's a bit of a different experience. It's more like competitive. It's not the same as just training with the same people every time. So yeah, I think it's very important. It's good that in Scotland it's very open.
Yeah, I also had a laugh at Patrick Rowan. Adam Hill, and Blair Hamilton all went down to a competition, and I believe it was in Manchester, and they
Yeah,
all ended up fighting each other.
Yeah, at the absolute. Patrick actually submitted me in the first round of Vanguard. It was good. After that, I was quite mad, so I went and submitted all my fights. After if I remember, it was good. It was good. It was good. It was good to see because they all just trained the same garage. You could just done the competition in the garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. Saved on the drive, saved on the petrol money. It was like, what was the point? But yeah, it was cool.
Definitely. And then, what about you? I mean, visions for the future, because I know that you love competing. You're always out competing. I mean, before lockdown came, you were out there doing obviously high level IBJJF comps and things like that. So, I mean, what do you see for yourself then, or what do you want to see for yourself going forward?
I'd like to get back to that. I'd like to go and start doing the IBJs again, but obviously right now they're not really running them in Europe, and it's quite hard getting to USA. I'm not vaccinated yet, so I don't know. Once I get vaccinated, maybe I'll be able to. So I'm just saving up as much money as I can so I can start traveling.
Yeah.
Obviously, my main goal for the future is to get rid of Finn because the boy's like really annoying. Like, and his ears terrify me a little, and he's like touching me right now. He's I don't know the guy. You'd have to meet him one day, but I don't know if you want to. Yeah, but
Listen,
yeah, like,
I've met Finn.
it's,
Aye.
yeah, I have to deal with this guy every day, so yeah. Well, as I was saying, I'd like to get back to like all the big competitions, like because AGP Tour and stuff and like Grappling Industries, they're running their events all over Europe, so I don't quite see why IBJJF isn't doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, fingers crossed. As in, I know that they're still in talks about getting the competitions, IBJJF comps up and running in Europe. So obviously Europe's a little bit different from America and other places in the world. So so yeah, fingers crossed we can get them all up and running as soon as possible. So so last thing for you then, Jan. I mean, anybody you want to shout out to? So any friends, family members, teammates, anybody apart from Finn?
Oh man, just the gym, just Ben and everyone at the gym. All the guys that train with me every day, training hard. It's pretty much it. And you obviously for having me on. And
Not a
obviously
problem.
James for running all the events in Scotland. That's very important. He does a great job here.
Definitely. Listen, I'm looking forward to seeing you. So we're going to have Jan CVA Jiu-Jitsu up against James Smith DMMA. There's going to be a cracking fight. Do not miss out on this one. This is going to be an
I hope
absolutely
so.
great fight
I
to
hope so.
watch. So SGI8, Saturday, 9th of October, Maryhill Community Halls. And I say, get your tickets directly from Scottish Grappling at Eventbrite because it's a ticket-only event. All right. So, Jan, thank you very much again, buddy.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
listen, train safe, stay safe, should I say. And I'll see you on the 9th, buddy. All right.
Definitely. See you soon. Thanks for
Take it
having me.
easy,
All
mate.
right. Bye
Thank
bye.
you.